Okay, this video is going to be about the Toon Studio drawing action. We're going to first start by selecting a new project, and we're going to make the format default. And in here we're going to change this to stick figure and then your last name for the name of the project. Once we do that, we're going to click create. The next step is we're going to be drawing our stick figure, which is going to be a person kicking a soccer ball. So up here in the workspace, we're going to make sure that it is set to drawing because we're going to be drawing things. So your screen should look similar to this one. We're going to first, on the right side, the exposure sheet, we're going to need to change this name from drawing to stick. And we could either double click on that or we could right click and we could rename. I double clicked in order to rename that element. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw our soccer figure. So we're going to use our drawing tools on the left, and I'm going to use the brush. And we're going to draw the same sort of figure that we see in the binder. And our picture doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. We're just going to draw person, and we'll draw our soccer ball. And once we are done with our drawing, we're going to need to go over here on the exposure sheet, and we're going to go to stick 1, and we're going to set the exposure to 2. And what this does is this makes this picture of this stick figure 2 frames in length. So we'll have a little line here, so that means that the drawing will show up in both of these frames. So what we'll need to do next to get it to animate is we're going to then click on the onion skin. We're going to make sure that's turned on. And we'll want to make sure the next button up here that the previous drawing is selected. And this third button here at the top, we'll make sure we don't need to see the next drawing. So we can either leave next drawing or we could click on no next drawings. I'm going to select no next drawings. Once I do that, then what I can do is I can select my entire picture by going to the selection tool and highlighting and selecting all of my shapes. I'm going to copy those drawing objects, and I'm going to go over here to the right, and on frame 3, when I click that, you'll notice that my stick figure turns red. Well, what that's showing is what I've previously drawn in these 2 frames. So this is showing what I just have drawn in frame 2. So when I go over and I paste this drawing in frame 3, you'll notice stick 2 appears in frame 3. That's my second picture, my second animation. So what I'll need to do is I'll need to pick some of these parts of this person, and I'll need to change them to make it look like it animates. So I'm going to delete the arms and the hands. And as you can see, the red is what I've previously drawn. The black is what I have drawn right now, what I have currently set in my current frame. So what I'll need to do is I'll need to go back to the brush, and I'm going to change this picture slightly so that it looks like it animates and the person moves. So I don't want to change the picture a lot. I just want to change it a little bit. And what I'll need to do is I'll need to repeat those steps until I go through all of the motions of the animation located in your binder. So I will continue by making more exposures. So I'll go here to stick 2 and set the exposure to 2. And again, I'll show my picture here in the 4th frame. I'll have that little line appear, which is good. And then I'll need to copy this picture that I just altered. And I'll copy that drawing object, and I'll go to frame 5, paste it in, and I would continue changing my animation until I go through the full range of motion for the stick figure to kick the soccer ball.